Hi, this is Donnell Cooper, and I have another installment of It Makes Commentary Sense. Similar to a story I did on my Facebook page, to why sometimes I have long absences from being on social media. Basically, it's a time or times where God tells me just be quiet, just sit down, and I want you to watch something. I want you to just take an inventory on things that are going on. And when the time comes, I'll give you something to either write or, in this case, to put on video. So that's where we are with this particular video and this topic of the exposing of the Democrat Party and things that they do, the exposing of Hollywood with Operation Varsity Blues, and the unfortunate exposing of certain members of the church world and their scandals. I wrestled with this topic really because I have actually some personal skin in the game. Some of these people who I will be addressing, I have dealt with either personally or professionally, directly or indirectly. So my commentary sense on these topics aren't just from observation, but from actual experience with these people and things that are basically now going to be addressed. Okay, first thing we're going to discuss on this subject here of exposing or being exposed is the recent things that are going on with the Democrat Party. Now, I don't know how more blatant or obvious it can be that the party is no longer the Democrat Party from my youth, from my parents, not even from my grandparents. Really, take the blinders off, turn on your television, and really look at what's going on. If you can really support a party who's okay with aborting full-term babies. Now, we're not talking about, a couple of weeks old. We're talking babies being born. If you're okay with that, and again, I don't want to hear in situations of rape and situations where babies are deformed and it's a mother's choice, I don't want to hear that anymore. Because that's really not what we're talking about here. We're talking about what abortion really is. Just because, for whatever odd reason, you feel you can't afford to take care of the baby, or the baby's daddy is not in the picture, or whatever, you decide to kill the baby. If you're okay with a party that is okay with killing that baby right at the moment it is born, then that is absolutely, completely, and totally wrong. I can't support anything like that. I really, in all honesty, have not supported the Democrat Party in almost 20 years. I know that might be a shock to some of you out there, but yeah, I have not supported them for a very long time. But this just takes the cake. I quite frankly don't care whether you call yourself a Christian or a non-Christian or whatever. The fact that you're okay with a party and are going to side with and vote for candidates who are okay with killing babies at birth, there's something wrong with that. And you really need to take a look into that. The whole thing with mainly Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and her New Green Deal. Honestly, did you really research the New Green Deal? Did you really take a good look at it? Did you really read what's within that thing? Come on. Can you honestly say that you can live in a country where you do not have automobiles? Yeah, you don't have a car. You don't have access to airplanes. Oh, we're going to eliminate fossil fuels. That means gasoline. That means the end of the combustible engine. Oh, we're going to have everything through light-speed rail. Okay, that's great for the 48 continuous states. But how the heck do we get to Europe? How do we get to Hawaii? How do we get to Asia? There's no rail you can put across the water. So the whole New Green Deal thing really makes no kind of sense whatsoever. Then there's this whole new kick on socialism. I'm like, really, people? Know your history. Please pick up a book and read on what socialism actually is. You don't want that. To put it in layman's terms, basically socialism means that everybody's on an equal footing. Everyone that is except for the government. They decide what you are to get. So guess what's going to happen under socialism? No matter how utopian you may think it is. That means everyone gets the same house. Everyone gets the same clothing. Everyone gets one roll or two rolls of toilet paper. Everyone gets the same exact thing, which is literally nothing. I mean, really, that's as simple as I can put for socialism without trying to do a whole new video on that topic. But I'm like, no, if the Democrat Party is leaning towards socialism, this ridiculous New Green Deal, and aborting babies at birth, I'm like, I can have nothing to do with that. They have been exposed for who they really are. And the thing is that now they don't even wear masks about it. They don't try to hide it anymore. They blatantly tell you that they are socialists. They blatantly tell you that they are for the abortion of babies at birth. They tell you that they want to eliminate your freedom to make money in this country and do what you want to do with your money. They totally tell you that now. So they've basically been exposed for who and what they really are. Now, let's address the exposing in Hollywood. Okay, the topic that I'm going to deal with as far as Hollywood is the whole Operation Varsity Blues situation. In the event you're not sure or don't know what that is, that's basically where the Hollywood elite have paid certain school officials to get their kids into prestigious schools. The main actress who unfortunately is caught up in this is Lori Loughlin. If you don't recall who she is by her real name, you may recall her by her TV name. It's Aunt Becky from Full House. You know Aunt Becky, the one that's married to Uncle Jesse. Yeah, her. Yeah, it's been exposed that she paid millions to get her kid into college. Now, because it was exposed, Lori Loughlin has lost her deal with the Hallmark Channel. Don't know what's going to happen with her role on Fuller House. But her daughter also has had to drop out of school, and she's lost her endorsement deals as well. Basically, what's being exposed here in Hollywood again is more of the nonsense, the hypocritical nonsense of them telling us that we should do the right thing and we shouldn't be greedy with our money and we shouldn't do things like that with our money, but yet they go and do it. I mean, like, really, how fair is that? Also, what's going on in Hollywood is the exposing of Jussie Smollett's hate crime. Really? Again, people, take the blinders off and realize that that story was completely fabricated. I mean, come on. Everything points to that he made the whole thing up. Again, people, do your research. I'm not even going to go into all of the details, like how he wrote a check out to these guys and how none of his story lines up. Really, do your own research, okay? More on Hollywood. Again, the whole R. Kelly thing, again. I mean, come on. It's blatantly obvious what this guy did or what he's doing. Again, people, take off the blinders, do your research. Again, I'm not even going to go into him again because it's pretty much what it was in my last story about him. But it's just even more stuff now. Then people want to dig up Michael Jackson out of the grave. Like, really? Okay, if Michael was already acquitted of the nonsense last time, what new evidence is there or whatever? I mean, come on. Really? The man is dead. I mean, come on. But, granted, okay, he may have done some things that don't seem appropriate, like having sleepovers with kids and things of that nature. But kind of similar to the R. Kelly story, where was the parents? Were you too wrapped up with the fact that, oh, it's Michael Jackson and he's got money or whatever? that you would let your kids be in situations like that? Which brings me into the final topic of scandals that are unfortunately going on in the church. Now, again, this is really a topic that I struggled with because, yeah, obviously I put my Christianity before anything, but this really takes the cake. I mean, we have one of our more prominent up and coming pastors going on reality shows to rehash scandals that he's already been involved in to try to clean it up. But in the process of cleaning it up, he actually made it worse. Okay, again, I really have some skin in the game on this particular topic, in this particular story. So I'm not going to go all into detail because it's a little too personal for me. But let me tell you this. First and foremost, if you are a leader in any capacity, I don't care whether it's in a church, I don't care whether it's in a corporation, I don't care if it's just you're the head of the PTA, whatever. If you're in some type of leadership position, you need to really take that seriously on how you are living your life. The people that you associate yourself with, the things that you do in private. Because guess what? Those things you do in private will come out in public. If you're doing things in private that you know are wrong, believe me, you, especially if you're a religious leader, that stuff is going to come out. That is unfortunately where I see that this particular pastor is right now. Is that he's been doing some things in private that are wrong. But again, being that I have been in that environment of major churches and major ministries and major ministry leadership, I know how it is in that environment to surround yourself with people who will enable you to do the wrong thing. And quite frankly, that's why I had to leave that particular environment. I don't care how much money you're given or you make. I don't care what the status of your title is or whatever. There is no amount of money in the world. There is no status that you can bestow upon me. There is no amount of celebrity fame that can be given to me that will make me do what is contrary to the word of God. And that's just for me as far as my private life. So you know, if that's how I am in private, that's how I'm going to be in public. In other words, I'm going to practice what I preach. I'm not going to say one thing and do another. Because again, that is totally wrong. As a church leader, that should have been known from day one. Also with that topic, again, there's this little saying that, dirty deeds that are done in the dark come out into the light and things of that nature. I mean, that's not even a Bible verse, but there are verses that are similar to that particular statement. So again, don't think just because of who you are and how much money you make and who you know that you're going to get away with doing the wrong thing. You're not going to get away with it. And in all of these areas that I addressed, in politics, in Hollywood, and in the church, all of those things ring true. Do not think that you can continue to do the wrong thing and it not be exposed. I'm Donnell Cooper, and this is It Makes Common-Tary Sense.